Let's look at Google Slides on the iPad. Just like the other Google apps, Sheets, and Docs, if I come up to these three bars, this is where I can switch between Google accounts. So if I had a personal account, I could switch here. Recent items, starred items, meaning if you assigned a star to an item, it kind of puts it in this special folder, brings attention to it. Shared with me is something someone else might have created and shared with you, and there are other options. Those are the main ones. To create a new slides presentation, coming down here to the plus, and notice I can choose a template to get started or a new presentation. I'm going to go with new presentation, give it a title. Notice it's doing what's called predictive text. If it thinks it might know what I want to say, even though I misspelled it, it's going to show it here, and I can select it, and I'm going to say create. Now you might notice there are no font choices. That's because the menu changes based on what you select. So here's my title. Here's how I go back to all presentations. This is my undo button, my redo, play the presentation, share it with others or get the link to it, add new items to it, such as text or pictures, comments, and then this is my look, there's more option. I can turn on speaker notes so that I can type notes for myself as I'm giving the presentation. I can see those, I can print, and I can share from here. So what I would do is I'm going to tap right here. And notice it brings me back my font options like I would see in Google Docs. I won't take a ton of time to go over these since they are the same as Google Docs, or pretty similar. So here are my format choices, bold, italics, underline, but notice the A comes back. So here I can format text, I can change the font, I can go back to the arrow and pick a different font size, a text color, and so forth. Clear formatting is nice. If you've copied and pasted from somewhere and it really doesn't look right, you can clear the formatting and then select the font. So if I go to paragraph, this is where it lets me do my justification, my indents, where I want the text to appear in the box, toward the top, centered in the box, or at the bottom. Here are my lists, and here's my line spacing. Notice I also have shapes, so I can insert shapes here, and then this is where I can change up the fill color, the border color, how thick I want the border around the shape. You can change all of those things here. So I'm going to double tap in here with my finger to add text, and I'll say this is my title. And let's say I don't want this. If I tap on it once to select it, I can say cut. So I have my title. If I want to add additional slides, I go to the slide plus button. Now on your iPad, it might show up on the other side, but we're going to go here. Notice this gives me different layouts, so I'm going to pick a blank one for now. And I'm going to come up here to the plus button, and I can insert text. Notice I have a microphone, so if I've enabled dictation, it can speak. I can speak and it can type. All right, I can go back to the plus and I can grab an image, and I can either go from my photos or from a camera. So let's open up the camera. We'll take a picture of our library and we'll use that photo. One thing that's nice about Google Slides is I can move photos around a little bit easier than I can in Docs. I can even grab one of these handlers, these blue boxes, and resize it. I can get this and rotate the image. And I can add border color, border thickness, and remember, I have other format options. Under the plus, I can do other things. I can add shapes, I can add lines, I can add a table, and I can add internet links. Much of this is similar to Google Docs. Let's take a look at this guy here, the "and there's more" button. If I go here, I can turn on the speaker notes, which means I can type notes to myself in the bottom. As I present, other people won't see that, but those will be notes for me. I can put on guides if I want to try to line things up. Under the share and export, I can share with other people. I can turn on the link to share the link. I can copy the link. I can send a copy of this to someone. I can print it. I can save it as a PowerPoint. I can make a copy. Okay. So those are just some basics with Google Slides. This was an overview, but we'll take a more in-depth look at how to do specific.